Pakie Quinn, you were born in Westport?
Yes.
Yeah. Whereabout?
Well, they call it Barrakill. The ball called it Barrakill that time, but they got a bit grand in and they called it John's Row.
And who was John anyway? Do you know who John was?
Row, well, nobody knows what John's Row, but it was just, indeed, if I was right, it should be Pat's Row, because my father ordered did more of the repair work around here at the time, for years and years. But they called it now John's Row.
And your father?
Really it's Barrakill.
Really, it's Barrakill. And your father was Pat Quinn?
Pat Quinn.
Pakie Quinn. Or
Quinn.
Pat Quinn. He had a nickname, did he? They called him the Wrecker, was it?
That's right.
And why did they call him Wrecker?
Well, there was a man called, in fact, he told the story often himself to us that when he was working in some place and there was a gang of miners and there was a fellow called Wrecker Hayes or Wrecker something, but that said isn't Pat the awful like that Wrecker, and that said didn't start calling him that, they didn't my father get vexed.
He adopted.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like the name.
It named. It went on until the day he died.
It stuck with him forever. Okay, right. And where did you go to national school?
I went to the national school in Westport here, first to the convent and nursery up there, and then from that down to the Christian Brothers at the Castlebear Street. It was at the time above Brennan's garage there.
That's where Dunn Stores is now.
That's right.
And was that a secondary school for a long time, was it?
It was.
Or a primary school, yeah.
Years and years and years. It was. I think it was the church that had Brother Cummins sold us, I think, off to the Hughes at the time. But that's where I went to school, yeah, until.
And what was school like that time? Had you heat in it, or?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. We didn't complain much of the hardship. It wasn't terrible. It was wicked, fierce.
He was fierce.
Fierce man altogether. He had a big girdle around halfway around his waist, and after the dinner he'd fling it up on the window like that, and he'd call out every of the lessons. You had to have your, whatever you were doing the night before, you had to have them all down in your book.
No.
And if it wasn't right, you know it.
Will you get slapped?
Oh, battered, not slapped. Shut up behind you in the back. And
Did they have a cane or a strap or anything like that?
Oh, a heavy black leather, thick leather.
Yeah.
And shaped with hand layer, about that length. You'd be about 14 or 15 years long, 15 inches
long, yeah.
And by golly, you know it. But
and did you get many of them yourself?
I spent my time with my hands under the air and I just keep my hands warm.
Keeping out of trouble, were you?
But what if you get slapped? You wouldn't feel it.
Oh, because your hands would be warm then. Okay, right.
Warm. Yeah. But I went through it all right. But
what kind of things were you learning in school that time?
I was the usual, you know, sums and reading and writing and all that. And they were good teachers. The brothers were good teachers. Oh gosh, they put out good men, good lads.
You had to do an exam that time, did you? At the end of it all?
Oh, you had to do an exam, and you'd...
That was the primary third, was it?
You'd go from primary, you're doing your primary.
Yeah.
And then you're doing your... You go up upstairs then, up... That was secondary school you were going to. If you were asked what school you were going to, I'm in secondary. Secondary then was harder.
And where was the secondary school based?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
There was a big stairs, you go up the stairs.
So it was all together? It was all together?
All together. Under one roof.
And were there many pupils in it at that time?
Oh, big crowd.
Big crowd, yeah. A couple of hundred, yeah?
There would be a couple of hundred at least.
And did many go upstairs?
Oh, I know, but that time was bad, and a lot of them went did their primary. They did, I suppose. I couldn't tell you how many. But good crowd.
Good for them went upstairs, yeah.
But a good many went the other way, went off.
Went off to work after the primary set,
Come up from school, over beyond on High Street, and you'd swear to God that they were going to be murdered. But they were fighting night terriers, man and wife, and I saw him I saw with my own two eyes, with a really big stick, and to meet her, and the roars were. I got afraid, came up home afraid. But it was ever second one time. That's right, just I was mad. Yeah.
What was it like to live in Westport that time, Pakie? As a young fella, what used you do?
Oh, there wasn't much social life at all. There wasn't much around, only hanging around corners. Well, how I had no time for that sort of lifestyle, because my father, the Lord was self-employed, and I think, well, he built a house above at the corner mark there. It's the first house coming into Key Road. In the old house you can see lines, there's willy lines and sort of what. And I used to go up there, when I come home from school, I was told by my mother, go up to your father when I get my lunch. I go up to your father, he wants you. I go up and I'd have to fill 2 barrels of water from Martin John's well. There was no well there, I know no, but I used to fill, I had to fill him 2 barrels of water for
Making cement and that, yeah?
But the next day for the cement.
Mm.
That's what my evenings are. That was my story. And ever since, it was always work.
Work.
But I never regretted it. It was a great life, very great whole life, pastime. And
Did you play football?
I did play football to misfortune. I got a kick in the ankle, and I was put out for about 5 or 6 weeks. I used to play football, though. There wasn't as much football in them times. There used to be a little club matches. We used to play below in the back of the Christian Brothers here now, on Mill Street.
Mm.
We used to play there, and I wasn't that much into football much, but...
And would you hang around the streets?
No, I was never hanging around the streets. Well, you see, we were living in town, we could go out from up home.
Yeah.
But I used to like the cinema.
You go to cinema, yeah.
Films. I always loved the films.
And where was the cinema then?
Oh, but sure, the old town hall.
The Old Town Hall, yeah.
The old town hall, that was it. And, there was no money, it was like gold. But,
and how much did it cost to go to the cinema?
we used to go to the cinema on Pakie Malone's, and Pakie Malone's, Sunday night, we packed to the doors, and Pakie would go walking down, up and down the aisle in the dark with a flash lamp. Poof, and he was walking fast. Poof, poof, trying to get his breath to pour back. And if you were shouting on your acting or anything, so he'd be on the lamp, he'd be shining, yeah. But we used to go to them films, and I used to always look forward to that film, Boys Oh Boys.
Can you remember any names of the film?
Well, I know where I used to go up to the top the hall was the cheapest. Sixpence.
Sixpence that time,
The
yeah.
pish, they used to call it. So the first 7, 8 or 9 seats back from the front. Well, the rest in was the stalls. That was called the stalls. And then up above was the balcony.
Did you get a sore neck down the pit looking up, you would?
No, I suppose, but you'd see, when the lights would go on and the cinema work, you'd see the water running down. It was a painted old wall, hair glass paint, and the Lord seeing it. To see the rain, the water, the steam, the heat of the people running down the walls. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So
That'd be in the 40s and 50s, I suppose, would it?
Yeah, they would. It was at the time, the 5 Sullivan brothers. That was an outstanding film that I'd bring to the grave of it. It was outstanding. But that was true. Just both the brothers that all died for one another.
All died. In the war or in
the ship? In the ship. The ship, they all enlisted. And he said to the captain, the man, he was, well, I'm Jack Sullivan, and the next fellow was come up, I'm John Sullivan, and the next thing, and your man got vexed. He said, he something about cotton, he died of cotton. But the 5 of them, the ship, they went on the ship, but the ship, they were all lost.
They're all lost. You used to go dancing.
Oh, we used to go dancing. But,
Where would you go dancing that time?
well, I always remember one night, we went out to Pakie, myself and another lad, and 2 bicycles. And it was a beautiful, lovely night. Lovely frosty, clear night. And you could see over Kirkpatrick and all over around the harbour. It was clear. And as we approached Kennedy with the bicycles, you could hear this boof, 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 boof. And as we approached it anyhow, and we went into the hall, packed, hall was packed. Clogs,
Clogs.
that's what they were the shoes that time.
That's what they were dancing in the clogs, is it?
Yeah.
You could hear the rhythm outside, yeah?
Not them all, no, but a good many of them. Clogs, I was aware there was a tip round, a piece of timber for your sole of the shoe. It was so noisy. It made such a loud noise when the night was so fine. But I'll always remember that night. It was great, simple.
And did you dance any place else? In Westport? There was a dance hall in Westport town.
I like dancing. Sure, the Lord of and Tommy was a great old dancer. But the pavilion came along then and the ideal. And that's where I met Mary.
The pavilion was down at the soccer pitch.
That's right.
And the Ideal was on James Street.
On James Street.
And there were 2 dance halls as well.
That's right.
Because the Ideal was a cinema as well, wasn't it?
The Ideal was a cinema.
Oh,
Nice one.
Who owned the Ideal? Long ago.
The Ideal, Homans.
And what years are you talking about now then?
Oh, that's going
The 40s, the 50s?
back in the 40s.
40s, okay, right.
Yeah.
Did you went working then, did you, after school?
Well, it was the time of the war then, you see, the war was on and I went with my father.
Did you work with Steve?
Oh, no, my oldest brother went to America.
Yeah.
And you see, I had to stay at home with my father, to help my father. So I went off with my father, we were working with my father. Here, there and everywhere, as long as we got a little job.
Building, yeah.
So there was a public house on the bottom of the high street called Dick Mealy.
Yeah.
They used to call him Branhead for a nickname.
And who owns that pub now? McGing's?
McGing's.
Yeah.
And poor Dick and his wife had a grand, 2 lovely people. They had no family, but there was a window beside the door, and he'd be inside peeping out. Like you couldn't go in to a drink on a Sunday, but until a certain time, would take in the gin if you were in here. Like. Not that I ever went bothered with that, but that was the go, that was the lingo at the time. But they used to go in there before those and after those. But it was great. You'd get this drink illegally, and it was as good as, well, 10 times better than the one if it was the right one.
Did you work long with your father then?
All my life.
All your life?
All my life.
And when did he die then?
He died in 1973.
1973. He was old enough then though, wasn't he? Was he? What age was he?
He was 80.
80, that's right. I remember him too, yeah. Tell me this, were there many cars in Westport long ago? When you were a kid now?
Oh, in Westport, when I remember, there was about 5 or 6. 5 or 6, that's...
Can you remember who had them?
I remember the priest. The priest had one.
Who was that
And
priest?
the doctor. Who would be Dr. McGreal.
Dr. McGreal, yeah? He was there, yeah.
And I think Tim Hastings and John Buck. Some of them. That's all. All the cars were.
And that was the only cars in the town that you can remember. There weren't many.
You were dead safe. It was a joy to have a vehicle that time, but it's a different joy now.
And what were they using then? Were they using donkeys and carts or horses and carts, or what were they using?
Oh, it was all cars and horses and bicycles.
And traps
Yes, and sidecars.
and sidecars. And would they come to mass and all these things, would they?
They
In
used.
sidecar.
I used to see them coming in. They came in here to the bridge above there on High Street. The old people, well, the middle-aged people at that time, but they used to come in walking.
Walking, yeah.
Yeah, put on their shoes. They put on their shoes there above at the bridge. And the feet hurdle.
And where were they coming from? Out in Lenkill and all these places?
Out that way.
Out that way, okay.
They believe that they'd be on their feet. They'd be on their feet on the land all a week. They couldn't bear it, but that's the truth. That was the way of life. Well, the music, I like music. I'm not a great singer. I know voice much, but my mother was a great singer to the pissy. She went in and now she entered the trade. She could go to all the way up. She had a great strong voice.
But you play an accordion, don't you?
I do.
And what age were you when you learnt that?
Well, you see, I'll tell you the story about that. She was in America, and she was a singer. The music was in her. And when she came from America, she brought the squeeze back with her, and she was thrown in the house. And that's the only social life there was. And we all, well, the most one that was that was my brother that died. But he could play not that much either, but I was the longest here, and I was the longest learner. But I picked it up as good as I could. But I do play my own way of music.
No.
But I never was trained properly. But I love music. Music is lovely.
Well, you play Matt Malloy's now and again, don't you?
Oh, I went into Matt Malloy's coming up on Mass one day, and I was kind of shy because I thought Matt Malloy was which he is, a talented as a traditional player. And you see, I don't play traditional, I play airs and all those old that you can sing to. So I was in there and sat down, I asked this people, oh, bring it in. I had it aboard. I brought it in, and clear to God, the bloody house, I had them all singing. It was mighty, great. And ever since that, I went in every Saturday night for 2 hours, and I come out in.
And you still go there now and again?
Hello, in that time.
Good man. Keep yourself entertained.
Yeah.
So you love the music, you do, yeah?
Oh, I do.
You'll play as a tune, you will?
Music is lovely.
You'll play as a tune, you
I
will?
will. But
Do you know any good old characters in Westport in your time?
all those mighty characters.
You had Nora next door to you here for a while.
We had
Nora Cameron.
We had Nora, and we had Pat
Cameron.
our husband, and we had Sarah. Sarah was a great character. Well, I'll tell you a story about Sarah, but that's not clean. You know, I won't.
Go on, tell me, we don't...
She was one down, there was a voting, there was an election, and she was going down, and herself and Nora to vote. But in the door below, George Stanton and all the lads, those standing outside there, that handing you the leaflets, and this fella handed the sheet to Sarah, and she said, "Rubber your hair."
What'd you say?
Rubber your hair. She said, "See your hair," because he wasn't her colour. I don't be talking, there was an awful laugh outside the hall.
So she wasn't supporting him?
No. Oh, but they were great crowd. Out with everything, whether you liked it or not. But the most thing I missed, Ollie, is the crack. There isn't as much fun as people. The more serious. God help you, the way the world is, but they have to be.
They have to be now, it was, yeah?
Yeah. But out and out, it was great old. Life was funny. They used to play poop too on the radio. The Kinners, the Cash Rock, they used to leave the radio on, and they used to whinging and crying about when something would go wrong with Krishna in the Kinners.
In the Kennedys, they were taking it too seriously, were they?
Yeah, they.
Sure, it's like that with the soaps now, isn't it?
It's so.
They're all watching the soaps and they're all getting upset and think it's real. Now, Pakie, that's a grand rail you have outside there, outside the house.
Yeah.
There's a story to them.
Well, there is. That's railings outside there. There's history to that because the long ago here there was all the big generals of the Taoiseachs of the country came here and had their hand on that railings, talking about politics and all this. It was outside the town hall. There was a platform halfway up.
Balcony, is it?
A balcony halfway up, and that railing was right round it. And they took it down for purpose. I don't know what they took it down for. But
What year was that about?
oh, that's going way back. I don't know, it must be in the 50s anyhow, because I can't, I don't, I remember them being, I remember no railings there. So, my father bought them. But do you know what he bought them for? 30 shillings.
30 shillings.
30 shillings. And they're there, and they'll be there when we're all dead and gone, because they're lasted cast iron. But
They're a beautiful bit of art, aren't they?
oh,
The way they were done,
yeah. Great stuff, and they're everlasting.
They're over 100 years old now. Wasn't it 100 years old in 2001, I think, or something like that. It was 100 years old. There's a bit of history to this house as well, is there?
Oh, big history to this place, because this is the last piece of the military. You see, there's that little wall going out there, and as you go out that door, that's the last piece. That he didn't touch that because it was kind of half and half here, the contractor. But the elms, he took over the elms there, and the elms, as you know, was all military there.
So the Elms was the military area one time, was it?
Oh yes.
What was in it, a barracks or a...
A barracks. Down our garden, there was a line of houses, a line of barracks there. The wall is there, yes, and it's small windows, about 12 inches by 8, and I sure you should go in there as gospels that come round to see the white wall and all the names of soldiers over on the wall and all that. But outside in above at the end of the building, above at the square, there was this big house, and Joe Baker lived in there. Joe Baker, he was living there, but that's where the head man was. Head infantry was there, all there, but this was all military. I heard Father Tony.
Was this a lookout house or something like that?
This house here then, this house was the guardian of that place up there, because you see there was two military there's two soldiers up on top, and there was two ups, one there and one there, and they were about 6 inches wide on the outside of the wall, and the veer entry wide opened and the inside of the room, and you stood there, and any enemy that was coming in, you could spot them from Castlebar Road, where Hughes's house is, and right across the whole town, and down and on to Newport Road, to the Minister's Hill. So they had the whole view of the whole place. So this one actually was a lookout, and in the middle of that there was a pole, and there was horses all tied there.
Oh, they were underneath the men on top then,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well that's very interesting, yeah.